That's interesting because most of the art director that I contact is that they're always bring me to the fan art I did, and then they want that way. People might be think that it's some perspective of the art they should make money, but for the art itself, that is for me. So I want to see what I want to see.
Hey everybody, in this episode I'm joined by TB Choi. This is an episode I've been excited about for a long time. TB is one of my favorite artists, and in this episode we're talking a little bit about how she finds her style, how she gets better as an artist, and how she maintains interest in it to keep doing it and keep excited about it. By the way, if you guys would be interested, I just put out a course with Rembert Montalb on Proko.com called the Ultimate Sketching Course. If you're a fan of Rembert or know Rembert at all, he is, in my mind, one of the best living sketch artists around. And in this course, he's going through everything that he uses in his day-to-day life, from his normal art practice to his professional work, breaking down everything that he knows about drawing. And if you guys would like a discount on it, it is in pre-sale right now for 20% off until early December. If you'd like to consider checking that out, or if you want to learn more info, go to proko.com/ultimate or click on the link below in the description. Thanks, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode.
I guess to get into it. So the purpose of this whole podcast is not necessarily talk about like, how to become better at art or like how to get a job or any of that kind of stuff. It's more about like the why of doing it in the first place. Like how do you keep the whole act of drawing and painting sustainable and interesting for a long period of time, Because I think that often some people get distracted or they lose focus because they're so focused on like what they're going to be able to get from the job or how they're going to be able to like they're focused on like the skill getting versus actually like the process of it. And I guess I kind of wanted to talk to you about your thoughts on like how do you keep this stuff fun for a long period of time.
So it's so for me the art is I'm the first audience is who are fulfilling first. I always consider that way.
Yeah.
So some people might be think that is the art should be you should show to the other people, and then or just can make it something is really some perspective of the art is that they should think that they should make money with it through the art. But for the art itself is that is for me. So I want to see what I want to see, and then after that, after fulfilling my your
like personal desire for what you want it to be, right? And then you find the audience for it afterwards.
Yeah,
right?
afterward, it is a kind of the communication with other people. I have something visionary like this, and then how about you? How I hope is you feel the same thing from this art, and then I just that kind of connection is I want. So the audience is who I feel like it's the same feeling is that they can communicate through the art with me. So
yeah,
that's the fulfilling stage.
Well, it's always strange to me when people say that you make the art that you care about first, and then you find the audience after. Because I think for any other job, like if you're an engineer, you have to fit your skills to a specific thing already. You have to kind of like build things to be able to like fit into a pipeline. Whereas with artists, I think that it's different in the sense that if you just make anything and you care about it enough, eventually you'll be able to find an audience for it. And I think it's often difficult for people to understand or at least have faith in themselves to be able to like trust themselves and trust their interests enough to follow through with like, I'm going to make like video game fan art, or I'm going to make anime fan art, and have that be the thing that inevitably like gets me a job in games or movies or animation or something. For me, I think like something that I've been trying to pay attention to is like if I have the choice between something that I have like more inherent interest in or something that like makes more sense logically, I'm trying to pursue the thing that like I have more interest in, even if it's like more niche or has like a smaller market for it,
For the artist, I think the purpose of art is important. So if someone is fulfilling is through the something more engagement to the social media, or the get something is more just is if it is that is the artist's goal they should be to find out that their target audience is more as much as they can make.
Yeah.
But for the other artists, if they feel like the art is just expressing yourself and want to tell something, what kind of things you like, and what it is inside of art. What can I say? It's good to go not care about the other people's taste. That is not only about themselves. And for the other artists, is who are want to make something the portfolio.
Yeah.
The portfolio. It is means to have a purpose. So for that is they are making art as based on their purpose as a portfolio. It would be the work. So I think it's for the artists that they should ask about themselves and then what they really want and then what they want to gather through the art.
Right.
So I think that would be the good.
Yeah. Well, it always does feel like a compromise still, because like there's like the advice of like go and follow your dreams and do the thing that you really want to be doing, but then there's a practical nature of things where you have to pay rent and you have to pay your bills, and at a certain point it's like, okay, well, I love drawing Naruto and Sasuke fighting or out or something, you know, but it's like, how much does that enable me to like have a house or have an apartment or something? And the answer is like it's gonna take a while, if at all, for people to get to a point to where they find the marketplace or the ability to monetize that. So they have to either compromise the way they'd be doing art or find a job outside of artwork to where they can like still pay the bills and be creative on the side, you know?
So yeah, I mean, you're talking about is the as an artist making your
living
for living.
Yeah,
right. That is a specific case. So because I always think that as an artist is not so all the time should be for the living.
Yeah.
So you can always keep it aside as on the side.
A
So
hobby,
yeah,
yeah.
we can separate it, and also we can just combine it too. It's
Like so I guess it's like you know, whether or not to turn like someone's love and their passion into a hobby or their career, you know. And I think another point on top of that is like I think people often they romanticize the idea of having like their dream job, like working at a place like Riot or Blizzard or Sony or something and getting to work on big projects. And then the reality of it is that it's still, you know, it's still a lot of work, and it's still, there are days to it that are, you know, it's fun and everything, but it's not necessarily like heaven all the time, you know? And I guess it's like the navigating that whole question of like whether or not you pursue your dreams and try to make it a career or you're doing it on the side. It seems kind of just like a person to person kind of thing, and you have to kind of like decide for yourself a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's a really difficult question because I just living as an artist.
Yeah.
I started a career as an artist, but so okay, let's just the top part is how we should the handling about the not artist job. I think it's making a goal is the most important thing, because when we are just keep thinking about the goal, we are so excited. It is we have a get of power and then inspiration. So the further who having the goal as became an artist, and by the way, everyone can be the artist, but it's your specified the industrial way.
Yeah.
So I will just narrow down the industrial artist. So for example, if I'm making a goal as an industrial artist, it's in entertainment area, the concept artist. We should figure out what I really want to be. So some people just have a blurry goal, such like as so in the entertainment there is lots of things, movie and animation and the game and it's more in the marketing, that's kind of thing. Inside of that the category there is a more loot, and then what kind of if I just specifying the game, what kind of game. And I saw that lots of people see lots of people making a goal is something like I want to work in the Blizzard or Riot or something is Naughty Dog or something. But not only this one, is we need to more narrow down what kind of IP we want to work. It's not because even just in the Riot games, as there is lots of project is there. So as a Valorant, it's a League of Legends is so different.
Yeah.
It's our gameplay is so different. It's the IP is different. Its team is different. And after we narrow down the specified the project, so there is the more precise goal is there. Concept artist, illustrator, or the character artist.
storyboard artist. Yeah,
Storyboard is
right.
whatever. I mean, the storyboard is a more toward to the marketing side.
Right.
But we need to all the time is a reminder that is to get a power what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
For the industry, if we have a specific goal, like in goal as based on the something the lore,
Right.
or some people can make that's kind of the per se. So the goal is always important to keep the passion as a so why you're asking the specific way for the entertainment, and then the other goal is making a goal as an artist. What kind of artist do I want to be? So for me, I love the concept art. Especially, I love the character concept art. I really love. But the one thing I really love about the main goal of the art for me is storytelling. So whenever I feel like when I succeed about the storytelling during the character design, that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm the character design.
Right.
If we have a goal, so I think it would be better to handling the condition of the art life.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like when somebody breaks down going and getting a specific job at a specific company, it's actually pretty attainable, or it's like there's a set of steps that someone can do to at least move towards becoming a character concept artist or a storyboard artist or a 3D modeler or something. But I think often people are intimidated by the vastness of the things that they could choose, and I think it's very easy to get paralyzed into like inaction or indecision because, like, again, like you said, like if somebody says they want to go work at Valorant, there's character concept artists, there's environment concept artists, there's rigger, there's animator, and all of those things individually are lifelong studies that take tens of thousands of hours to get really good at. And if you're trying to do everything, you just won't have enough time in a day to like really dive in to become like competent or like skillful enough to go and like actually be useful or like at least useful in the sense in a pipeline in a game company, you know?
So make it a simple with my English that they want to get a 2 rabbit with 1 stone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's exactly. They want to like be noticed and also do something they care about, you know? And I think that the easiest way to do that is to do fan art, you know, is to so something that I've talked about a lot on the podcast is the idea of like, what did you doodle in the margins of your math homework in 3rd grade, you know? And a lot of people, they doodle Naruto versus Sasuke or like Dragon Ball Z in their...
they're so lucky that they are loving such kind of as a major the IP.
Yeah.
Because if they want to engagement and then they're doing something, the Demon Slayer or the Jujutsu Kaisen, and the Dan is a recent anime that the people watching.
Right.
Yeah, it's Naruto is pretty old, but it's it is a really famous, and then Dragon Ball and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think if they are the artists that really love to draw those kind of things, I think it's a good to start or fun, and also it's a lot of engagement because it is already the famous IP. So but it's for the other people is I know I have there are some people who are love the IP.
Yeah.
They're really not famous.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like the other side of this stuff that no one really talks about, that even if you work really hard and you make stuff that at least you care about, there's no guarantee that other people are going to care about it.
Yeah, you know? So that's the thing. And then because I'm happy about it, it is a mean to me. There's a lot of mean to me. So
yeah,
I think it's for the pen art. And for the art, I think that is the good enough for myself. But just further, if they want to engage, that's a lucky. Yeah, that's a lucky that has it's a, what can I say? It's a reproduce the art, and then is the what can I say? Makes the other people happy and then feel the same way.
Yeah.
that is just a happy thing.
Yeah. Well, and I guess it goes overall to like someone's goals as an artist, because I think in the modern era, it's very easy to feel self-conscious or, just not adequate enough, because it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. And it's like, no matter how successful you are or how famous you feel like you are, there's always someone with more followers or the better job or the better whatever. And I think that like the more that someone can remove themselves from the comparative sort of mindset, like they could just be happy having created the Dragon Ball Z fan art. That's sort of like, at least from my perspective, the goal to try to move towards, like just finding the meaning in just having done a drawing, and like removing the external factors as much as you can. So I guess it's like people, I think it's very easy to like compare yourself to someone who it's very easy to compare yourself online. Like you see somebody who might be like a better painter or better artist, and it's very easy to get like I guess like down on yourself or like nihilistic. And
Yeah, I think it's possible.
well, and I guess it's like I don't think that feeling ever goes away, honestly. Like no matter how successful you are, that those feelings of not feeling like you're good enough are always there, And I guess like, do you feel like there's an amount of success that you feel like you could have to where you'd never feel like artist block, or feel like you're not doing enough work, like the imposter syndrome sort of thing?
Imposter syndrome. Well, imposter syndrome, I know, but I know, but it's a lot of a student to have have a imposter syndrome kind of thing. It's just having trouble. I don't know what is the right word to say. And also, I think it's a human being. I think the people is always. I mean, every people have a little bit of the amount of the thinking is they have it. Is that I'm not enough. I think it's that everyone has it, but it is. I think it's a different. It is a how many.
Yeah.
Thinking is a big or not to each one.
Yeah.
So for me, I know is the comparison with the other people is a kind of the pointless, because we are not the same organized situation. So for the athlete is that they have they have the something rule, and then is some specific condition, and then they are make a competition with the same set. It's like a game.
Yeah.
The game design. But in the art, we are not. We are just floating the air,
right?
And then we don't have the standard for the what is good or not. So it's a hard. So in this kind of the case, it's hard to say that who is. Is comparing, because we are not same the situation,
right?
And then also the other thing about the social media, I think it's the pros and cons. I sometimes I feel the same way, but I'm a little different, because I'm so, what can I say, feel a little sad. Not sad. I mean, someone is having a I don't have much time, so free time for me, to be honest. So whenever I'm doing the personal work or the playing game, and I need to arrange manage the time really precisely, so I can make a little bit of time, and then so I can preciously enjoy the time is for my personal work.
Right.
So whenever I see the Instagram or something is they're having 10 dogs, and they can care about it so well, and or so is someone who are having a picture with a pretty dish.
Yeah.
I feel like it's wow, how they can live like this. I mean, so how much I need to reduce the time to sleep or something is I can make that pretty dishes and make it the life beautiful way, because of my dishes every day is so messy.
Yeah.
I don't cook just the egg fries. I mean, it is not the Instagram vibe.
Yeah.
So
right. Well, I feel like that's everyone's actual life. It's very everyone's life is very mundane, and I think that through the lens of Instagram, it's very easy to be like, oh my god, that person is just objectively better than me.
Oh yeah.
And I think that if you see somebody on Instagram get 1 million likes on something, there's like something that goes off in our brains to where it's like, oh, that person is objectively doing more important art, or they're just more important than me in some fundamental way. But again, I think it's like not true, and and again, I think it's like the more that we can just put ourselves in the mindset of just making things because we enjoy it, like whether or not it's pretty, whether or not it's perfect, that is like way more like holistic, or it's way more like what to me it means to like actually to like be an artist is to like be honest with yourself and to like do it in a way to where you're like, oh man, okay, that person is seemingly doing something more important than me, but it doesn't matter because I still care about myself and the way that I'm spending my time.
Well, as for the art, what I want to say is that it's so for the different way is a so what there is a lot of the artists, is the really skillful artists out there. So if you feel like it's something from their art, that is a so good thing, because that's mean they're actually showing the what we can go.
Yeah.
So example, so it is, yeah, I mean it's there is a player bum outside. So for the Instagram, for the life size, I'm not very, what can I say? It's a feel like it's for the life side. I feel like it's I'm not the, you know, it was a feel like it's I need to. I made an example. I feel like it's I need to make the beautiful dishes every day. But for the art side, this is a cons, but I see a lot of pros for the art, because there is a so in the world, in the internationally, the so skillful artists are showing the way we can go. It's a possibility. Some artists are really good at storytelling. Yeah, it's why is it that person's storytelling is good? We can follow them.
Right.
Yeah, is that also if someone is have the really amazing painting skill with something is the multi is I love to the artists who are doing the render so well with the multi-tone. So if we see that, we feel something. Oh wow, she or he's so good.
Yeah.
I want to follow them. I want to make the direction that's kind of way. So it does not feel like so you not trying to keep compare to those kind of way. For the art is we can see the what we need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's if we a little bit was change the think, it would be
Yeah.
better.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's like just practicing optimism too. Like I think that throughout my life, I'm trying to just be more thankful or more gracious for things, because it's like I think the second I'm like looking at the stuff I don't have, it's very easy to become like maybe like a dick about stuff, you know, to become kind of an asshole, in the sense that I'm like, oh man, I'm constantly trying to push further, and I'm like doing things that aren't the coolest, and just being thankful for like the ability to have like having food on my table, you know, just having some eggs and rice to eat or something. And I think that sort of thinking to me is made it easier to draw, because I'm like, oh, I'm just focusing on like drawing a sphere. I'm just focusing on the actual like mechanical thing I'm doing in a more like I don't know what the word would be, just in a more like moment to moment thing, versus like whatever I'm drawing, I might be thinking of like, oh, how do I like all the things that I have to do later on that might stress me out and take me out of the drawing. And yeah. So I'm sorry if that doesn't make any sense, but I guess
Wow, you're very philosophical.
I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
the whole I'm kind of a yapper sometimes, so I definitely talk a lot. But I guess it's like I guess it's more of like the comparison I'd make is more of like a Buddhist way of thinking about it, or more of like a you know religious way, in a sense, where it's like I'm trying to focus on the moment versus trying to like I feel like when I think too much, it's harder to be a good artist. And when I'm thinking too much, I'm like my brain is in too many places, so it's actually hard to focus on the stuff I care about, because I'm focusing on so many other things, you know.
So many other. What is so many other things?
Like if I'm like worried, if while I'm making a drawing, I'm worried about how many likes it's going to get on Instagram. I think that takes. I think that makes the art worse, you know. Or if I'm like making a YouTube video, and in the moment I'm like, oh man, if this doesn't get 1,000 views or 20,000 views or 100,000 views, then, or like I'm thinking of every way of like trying to plan every second of it to make sure it's received well, versus like focusing on just making the YouTube video, or just focusing on just doing the drawing. Yeah.
So So it is but your priority is the YouTube. So because
Yeah.
you're making the YouTube, you're enjoying it, and then you're talking with the artists, and then trying to define the others the past. I think that is your passion.
Yeah.
So I think it's does a kind of a thing is makes the artist a special way. You're the person is who care about the other people's thinking, and then you told me you're too much thinker or something. That's the in the other side. You're the really, what can I say, thinker. You can, I mean, it's you can have the more, what can I say, it's more deeper thinking with your art. So that makes you special. So I don't think it's that is the, I think it's a
Incorrect or wrong or something.
yeah,
Okay,
incorrect
yeah,
or
right.
wrong, because yeah, so I have the artist, I mean, is the is she is my friend, and she really loves to communicate with the people, and she really likes the okay, yeah, let's just take over the third party. I mean, it's
Oh, good.
okay. So because I don't want to specify, because I don't want to make it the friend just as just a
Crowd.
yeah, crowd. So
Yeah.
so okay, yeah, it's, I think it's a those kind of thing is that makes you more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's like I feel like sometimes people within like the whole art education sphere of like the art education on YouTube or in art school, people feel like there's sometimes like a correct or incorrect way of learning. Like if you're learning this way, if you're learning perspective this way, then you're doing it wrong. And the older that I'm getting, the more I'm realizing, oh, it's like you could do anything any way, and as long as you like it, it could be successful. Like there are people who make art. When I was younger, I'd see them make art in a certain way, and I'd be like, oh, that's incorrect. But now that I'm like older, I'm like, oh man, it's like that doesn't matter. It's like you don't necessarily have to learn perspective or anatomy to make good art if they're just focusing on like making it in a way that they care about, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a depends on so this is the reason why the goal is important. Why is the goal important? So because they don't have the reason why we don't have the precise goal. So that's the reason we are losing the direction.
Yeah.
So we should so the way to reach out the goal is that they have other people have a different way. Is some just is having a this kind of way. Some people have a this kind of way to reach out the goal. So this is important. You mentioned that perspective and then art. I mean, those kind of things. If someone is choose to drawing something is what just that they like, it is good to now learn the perspective or something. But the people who are people just for example, I think is the reason why we should know the reason why we are learning that. We should think about it, why we are learning about the anatomy, why we learning about the perspective, what we gonna do with this one. That's the important thing. Is not the what we choose to as a tool. I think it's the anatomy and then the perspective. If the drawing the anatomy studies my goal, it is so fine to doing the anatomy just to keep focusing on the studying the anatomy. But if someone choose the goal, I just want to be the character concept artist or something, and then so for the became the concept artist, the learning anatomy and the learning perspective is important. That's the reason why I'm using this. So we should all the time think about it. We are going to use this as a tool making a character design. So that's might be. I think that's the reason why the people just keep curious about is this the right path or not.
Well, and again, I think it's like someone can go and become a professional artist without necessarily learning every single part about art. Like I think that sometimes people feel like they have to have like mastery over art in general before they can even try
and to master.
And it's like that's the really frustrating part, is like once you realize that it's like no one really knows what they're doing and everyone is like, I guess this is the way it works, and it's like, oh my god, I'm just like that person that I look up to, you know. And I think it's like again, I in art schools or like online, I see a lot of people focusing on like mastery before trying to like oh, I'm only going to start trying to make character designs when I feel like I've mastered anatomy and perspective. But reality, I think, and tell me if you agree with this, is like you can start working on character designs way before you feel like you've mastered.
Yeah, and then after that, some people realize that it's just got into the character concept, and they realize that, oh yeah, I'm so bad at perspective and anatomy, and back to the study for the side.
Yeah. Well, it's something that I think is really interesting and funny to think about is like if you look at George Lucas's drawings of Darth Vader, it's like they're really bad, you know?
Darth Vader?
Darth Vader from Star Wars, you know? It's like George Lucas drew designs for Darth Vader before they made the movie.
Yeah.
Well, but they're great designs. They serve the purpose, but it's like they're not like what you would think is like professional concept art, but they serve the purpose of like being concept art at the time for Darth Vader without having all the like correct perspective and anatomy, you know.
But I think that is a good concept art because it is a purpose, right? Because I never seen that drawing, but I'm guessing it might be the one of the really early pace of the concept art. Right. So he has an idea, and then he wants to interpret it to the visually what he think. So it is works well, and then that kind of information is reaching out to the concept artist. Concept artist might be the polisher later, right? Because it is became a costume. So it is a function. So that concept artist will spend well. So I think if it's something is purposely right, I think that is the good concept.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's again, people feel like
enough to became just as it is, you know.
Well, and it's like enough to become like a super iconic character. It's like he like again, I think people like I'm not saying perspective and anatomy and all that stuff isn't useful for like making really good concept art, but it's always interesting to hear people who like broke the rules or did it in a different way and still managed to make like successful pieces of work, you know. And I think the same thing for like I guess animation or movies or I guess using Star Wars again as an example, and I've talked about this a lot on this podcast, but like Star Wars started out as a piece of fan art technically because he wanted to remake Flash Gordon, but he Flash Gordon. It's like a 70s space opera from like it was like a movie in the 70s.
Okay.
I think George Lucas was a big fan of, and he wanted to recreate that because he was a giant fan of it. So he was making fan art essentially, but he couldn't get the rights. So instead, he made Star Wars. You know?
I didn't know that this story is so touching.
It's so awesome, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a pretty same with the 50 Shades of Grey. It's
Twilight.
It's weird the example, but what was it? The author, as I know, she is a big fan of the Twilight.
Yeah.
So she made something is a fan fiction the story about the Twilight, and it actually became a 50 Shades of Grey.
Right. Well, I guess it's like it's part of the reason why I'm always encouraging people to do fan art is because it's like no matter what you think your idea might be, it's going to turn into something no matter what. Like I think that like jumping off the like Rainbow Six stuff that you've been doing for fun, it's like
maybe I can be the second 50 Shades of Grey.
Your version of 50 Shades of Grey. But it's like I think often like it's easy to overthink making something that ends up. But again, with the fan art thing, it's like this whole podcast for me started out like, excuse me. I lived in a van for a few years, and I was like, I really like podcasts. I guess I'll start one. And I was trying to emulate other people, and it is like turned into something that's like, oh man, like some people actually like it. Like I'm getting 10 to 20,000 views on every episode now, but it started out as like me figuring out how microphones work and how to publish podcasts and be a better interviewer and stuff. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like it started out as a version of me trying to copy other people, you know. And I don't think, and again, I guess what I'm saying is like the only reason it's been successful, I think, is because there was that like genuine interest in making the thing versus trying to like do exactly what I feel like the right thing would have been or should have been, you know.
Yeah, I think I really like it. This kind of the setup. I mean, it's the feel makes me feel because most of the time I should okay, so this is a pretty shame. I have something is what I need to read in the prompt, and then I just to keep reading it.
Right.
And it doesn't feel like it's any kind of natural.
Yeah.
So I can say something with the right vocabulary and the right
Sentence structure.
sentence
Yeah.
structure, but it does not feel like it's a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like this kind of this setup.
Well, and I think like for me, I have a lot of like social anxiety, and I get nervous about stuff all the time. And it's been interesting for me doing this and seeing how like, oh man, like a lot of those feelings are still there, but I'm getting better at handling them. In the same way that I think if somebody's doing fan art or they're like being put in front of more people or getting more opportunities, like that fear of like maybe not being able to perform on a certain job, or like whether or not they're gonna have their posts do well on Instagram, that stuff like disappears with like exposure to the thing, you know.
Exposure. So the goal is a more engagement, not a love.
Well, I'd say I guess it's like just doing the thing whether or not it's successful, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think that in someone's art career, there's going to be like ebbs and flows. Like there's going to be moments where they feel like kind of burnt out by it, even if they're really successful, and they're going to be really excited about it. But the common theme, I think, should be just like, oh, I just wake up and I draw, or I just, you know, I'm just going to keep doing it. And I think the meaning more comes from like the process and act of doing it versus like the big moments where they feel like they've like achieved something big, you know. In your own career, do you feel like you've gotten more meaning out of like big moments where you get a lot of recognition, or the like day-to-day act of drawing, you know?
Oh yeah, Mr. You mean is I got a motivation from my work or my personal work?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's both because so this is I think is I'm going the right direction is on my career path, because I'm not only interested in the game character concept, as my entire goal is storytelling. So I can storytelling through what I work. So making a character is also storytelling, and then whatever it is we can have something such the little goal one by one is we can find it. So for the personal work is also storytelling. So I can arrange it as the same goal what I want. So I feel like, okay, so personal what can I say? I think it's a different kind of joy. The personal work and then my actual work. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I guess it's like no matter where I feel like no matter where someone is pulling their like motivation from or their inspiration from, it almost doesn't matter, you know. Like I think that wherever it comes from, people should just like keep doing it in some sense. Like there's like no correct or incorrect way of feeling motivated. Like whether or not someone is doing fan art or like pursuing like a job technically or like a career, like both are valid, you know. And
it's for I'm happy. So,
yeah, right? Yeah.
Happy. That's
the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Hell yeah, dude.
Happy.
Yeah. I guess with all of the art stuff, the only thing, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, but the only thing that I'm really trying to do is just keep on focusing on doing it for as long as I can, you know, in the sense that like I think the opportunities will come to anybody as long as they just keep like on the path of whatever creative thing that they're trying to do. Like if they're trying to be a 3D modeler, if they're just making 3D models, eventually there's going to be something that comes along that's like, oh man, this is a job or some really meaningful way of using my art. If they're like really obsessed with fan art, if they just do fan art for long enough, eventually there's going to be somebody who has an IP similar to what they make fan art of, to where they're like, oh man, maybe we can give this person a shot being like a character concept artist or something on this project.
Oh, you mean is the doing the fan art is not the real like to the portfolio?
Well, it's like it could be, but in like sort of like a zigzaggy sort of way. Like if somebody does really good drawings of Naruto, eventually I think that like, and they post it to Twitter and it gets a bunch of engagement on Twitter, like those drawings of Naruto would eventually lead to something, you know?
Oh, that's interesting, because most of the art director that I contact is that they're always bring me to the fan art I did, and then they want that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So people contact you for the fan art?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I did, but it's a yeah. No, it's a, I think it's a, the every the client and not every. It's most of the client is they always a pretty little feel like a what can I say weird because
Yeah.
it feel like it's a I know it's a is I exported a lot in my Instagram. I don't
Yeah.
want to make it any kind of second account, but it's a feel like it's a, I cut out the second account in the Twitter.
Right.
This is a feel like this very nerdy side,
Yeah.
to be honest. But is I think is the as I really feel the joy and I know is a not a is a, the common case for the contact me as a just contact me just with a fan art, but I seems like it. I think is that that's the reason why I'm already have some the portfolio is for the character concept art. So I and then I have the career is already, and then after that is that they saw my the personal work, not personal work, it's fan art,
Yeah.
and then feel like is that they feel something, and then maybe they want the storytelling that way.
Yeah.
So I think I'm guessing that kind of side, but I'm and then the other side I want to say that I think if I feel something really meaningful and then is I really feel the joy,
Yeah.
and then that I think is the artist show it.
Yeah.
So when how I feel at that time when I drove this, so I think that also can come go to the audience. I think that it is also touched the same way.
Right. Well, and I feel like it's like, again, I think no matter how somebody feels how niche their interest is, like if somebody has inherent interest in anything, eventually it's going to be noticed by somebody. And I think that a good like metric or way of measuring if something even has a market is if, like you were saying before, if the audience of one like yourself already likes it, then there's probably other people that also enjoy it. And like I think it's like finding the balance between like doing the thing that you care about more or just doing more of the studies. I think it's it would be my guess that it's more productive to actually do the thing that you have more interest in and doing more fan art than, I guess from the student perspective, than doing more like studies of Bridgman or Loomis or something, you know? And like to me, learning draftsmanship or learning how to draw is more like learning the alphabet or learning how to like use punctuation, and like learning how to write really has nothing to do with that, but you need to be able to like construct sentences or, you know, use boxes to create forms to be able to create, you know, like more complex things or more like emotional things, you know?
Okay. So here's the thing. So this is I think is that is, but so for first studying is the what you, you're separating study and the things what you are going to draw.
Oh, total. Well, yeah. And I think sometimes people overemphasize the study, you know, versus like what they want to draw.
So this is a kind of method to I let my student to do. I always because losing the interest is I think that is what I really want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because I want to emphasize my students the what can I say, the talent and what the passion is that they has. So most of the time, they are really big fan of some IPs and that they want to make a fan art and they want to be a good artist. They most of the time is that they started that way, and then it's that they realize that they should draw the box.
Yeah. They should only do that, right? Yeah.
So our time is I let do the drawing the box to my student, but I'm just a little bit tweaked. Oh, how about the this box face turning to the Naruto face, or how about the characters what you really like,
right?
And sometimes a gesture drawing. If we need to the study about the gesture, I always let the students change the face or the character you love,
right?
And sometimes when they're learning the anatomy, I always asking them to change the characters' faces to what you the characters of what you like. It's a little bit tweak that is you can actually change it to. I think this process is important because most of the time is why we are learning how to draw box is should be the ongoing to the actual goal while we are thinking about it. We wants to create something while we wants to see. So I think it's that's kind of this kind of the little bit to change the study to the your as the fan art or something. I think is those kind of blending spaces really I think is effective.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's like doing the study while doing something that you care about is like to me, like the better way of doing it. It's not just like going all in on drawing boxes or only going all in on drawing fan art. You're like doing both at the same time, you know? And I think that like the way somebody gets like an analogy that I like to use with people that I'm trying to teach is like if somebody pays attention to how good they are at typing, like typing on a keyboard, they're actually like really insanely good at typing. Like typing on a keyboard is like an insanely difficult mechanical skill. Like you have to memorize the position of all these keys and you have to be able to make sentences out of that and stuff. And I learned how to type from playing World of Warcraft, you know? Like I played a lot of WoW and all that stuff growing up and I was like incentivized to learn how to type because I was like, you know, trying to get into a group for like Dead Minds or something, you know?
So your natural the living is let you go to have a skill set.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's like that inherent interest in doing something that was just playing the game made me learn this mechanical skill. In the same way that I think that like if someone wants to learn how to draw, there should be like a similar sort of thing. It's not just like if you asked 11-year-old me to go and learn typing just for the sake of it, I probably would have lost interest because there was no like inherent context or reason to go and do it. But it's like going and drawing your own comic book or a set of characters that you really like. You're inherently having to use the tools of like perspective or drawing a box or color or line weight or something. In the same way that you have to learn how to like, okay, WASD, that's where that is on the keyboard. And I have to learn how to type really fast to make sure I can like send a message if people are going to die in game or something, you know? And that like contextual learning, I think is like the way more efficient way of getting better at the act of drawing rather than like the pure like disciplined study mode sort of thing, you know?
So for that, if someone needs to just to think that is just what can I say? I think this is this is a reason why we need to know ourselves.
Yeah.
First. So some people is just making the process is more easier because that person is too nervous. Okay, so that person's goal is they just they want to improve their skill is in the short time, or they want to be better fast because they wants to see what they are create, what they want to see.
Yeah.
Or some people just chill and then it's I'm just whenever it is they feel like it's I'm feel happy while doing just the doodling and noodling. I think it's those kind of people is good to go the natural just what can I say, just the free will. I don't know. Is this the right word? I'm not sure. But
vibing or something.
But the thing is the reason why the people trying to learn from the how to improve the drawing skill or something, that's the reason why is they have the precise goal.
Yeah.
So the people not started right away. Oh yeah, just let's just start the study and then draw a box or the learning the perspective. Most of the people is who are having a goal is that I want to make this kind of level.
Yeah.
Or so they maybe have an idol kind of the artist or something, they see something, some cool illustration, is they got inspired. I want to create it like this.
Yeah.
I create art like this. So how can I be there? And then they might be the ask to the I don't know, searching, or they can ask to the professional people. But professional people is they are wants to. I know everyone have their own path.
Yeah.
But professional is that they wants to give the as practical as much as possible. So they always say that.
Yeah.
Start from the fundamental.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. Right?
Yeah, somewhere.
You have to do something.
Yeah. And then whenever we gotta question is how we can be if I want to draw like you. We want to let the people know is the most practical way.
Yeah.
But even though I started from the just selling the Pikachu drawing from the kindergarten,
Right.
that's my first career.
Yeah.
But I just let the perspective and then the fundamental, most practical and the best way.
Yeah. Well, and it's something that I'm surprised by with the students that I've worked with is that most people, I'm surprised that like I'll ask everybody to do like an influence map to see what artists that they really like. And a lot of people will do like, oh, I only really like digital artists, but then they're only drawing traditionally. And it's like maybe if they want to draw, like if their favorite artist and the stuff they want to do is digital, they could like start drawing digitally right now. They don't have to wait in order to go and like get a certain set of skills traditionally and then switch over. And I think the thing there is like what you were saying, like you have to really know yourself and what your interests are, because like you have to know like, oh man, maybe I don't like doing this thing that isn't working for me, and I can go and do this thing that I care about more, and it's actually going to yield more results or yield results faster, you know. And I think often when people go and try and do something creatively, or at least they try to draw, they'll try a particular system and it won't work at all or exactly the way they learn. And I think people often see that as a deficiency within themselves versus that way of learning not necessarily being the way that they're supposed to learn for them, you know. It's like if somebody wants to go and do really academic figure drawings, like you don't have to necessarily learn that way to go and start drawing figures. That's just one way of getting to the goal of drawing figures, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But what would be the best example? But it's a lots of people is mentioned that as a fundamental. Just start from it.
Yep.
So the reason why the people keeps this is, what can I say, the standard? I mean, not a standard. It's that the people normally common thinking of the reason why the common is that because it is I'm scared to talk about it. So the learning art has a rule, but it is whenever we have a specific goal, so the way we need to reach out is different. So as I told before, so whenever we are trying to do something just for fun, it is so good. It is so fine to do whatever we want. But if we have a specific goal, such like I want to be the concept artist who are really good at hard surface. Yeah, that's when it is good to start from the fundamental.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, totally.
Because so we are always so it is a good to, because the reason why I'm just really cautious to talk about this one is that there is so many information out there. Yeah. So sometimes people who I'm not gonna say every the knowledge is the people sharing is so precious, but sometimes some information is not very flexible to the people who have the specific goal for the art. Right. So weird, little weird way to reaching out to the making a form or something. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the reason why I'm really cautious. So but I'm the person, I'm the artist who are emphasize on fundamental. Yeah. Because I saw it and then I experienced it, because the fundamental is really useful. Yeah. It is helping us. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it's like if somebody wants to go and play music, they're going to have to learn scales, you know, and there's and I guess to me, it always goes back to the why of doing it in the first place. Like, what are you doing this for? Because I think if you understand your why, like enough, like what you're doing this for in the first place, doing any amount of tedious work becomes like, oh yeah, of course. Like if me going and drawing some sick characters for some game I really love means that I have to go and memorize every single muscle in the body, like, of course I'm going to do that because I love it so much. But if somebody's doing it for maybe the wrong reasons, or they're not inspired enough, then it's like that why is not going to be able to like be enough fuel in the fire for them to go and like justify spending the time or the hours learning and doing all the tedious fundamental stuff or the tedious like memorization stuff. Because when I meet people who I know who really love drawing and that are really successful doing it as a career, they're the kind of people that would rather go and study anatomy and go to museums than like go skydiving. Like skydiving to them is less interesting than going and like just learning more about Soroya or John Singer Sargent or something, you know? And I think that like the like art, I think if somebody wants to have a successful art career, trying to like make art so interesting to yourself that you have like no interest or you have no choice but to go and do it above like other things that you might be interested in, you know, if that makes sense.
So is you were wants to be something the specific the art level, but is you don't want to do that process?
I guess it's like loving the act of the process so much that you're willing to put up with like the amount of like a crazy amount of tedium to go and like achieve whatever goals that you're trying to pursue, you know?
Oh,
Because I think that art inherently is very boring. Like the mechanical nature of like drawing is to me very tedious in some way. Like I think I love drawing, but it's like
you love more the concept and idea.
no, I guess it's like to me drawing is inherently less exciting than something like jet skiing or like skydiving.
Really?
Well,
Why?
no, but like if you were to jump out of a plane, your brain is going to be like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Something adrenaline is just a spark it pops up.
It's like the work.
Dopamine?
Well, yeah, the dopamine that you have to do, the dopamine that's released is a lot less work when you go skydiving versus when you're drawing. But it's like there's still a lot of dopamine that you can get from drawing. If that makes sense. And I think it takes like work to get there, you know, like you're drawing it. I believe drawing is very fun.
Oh, so here. Okay, so okay, I need to make a because of I think it's a really different. I mean, that's the reason why. But so you mean is the okay? So if someone is towards the dopamine, I think is I would be do the dopamine based experience, but for the drawing. But the reason why we are drawing is the most happy thing to do, and then we want to spend the time.
Right.
For the dopamine, yeah. Okay, so
I guess what I'm saying is like it's easier to eat Oreos and cake and watch cartoons than to draw, and you'll get more dopamine faster, but it won't be like as higher quality or sustainable as like eating Oreos, you know.
Oh, but
so sorry. Good.
Oh, I mean, dopamine. If someone is just to keep chasing the dopamine, I think eating the cake would be the good. But I think is the people who are feel the fulfilling and then with the art is that they should do art. Yeah. So that's the only way is that they are fulfilling.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like inherently the cost of entry to getting that dopamine is a lot higher when you're learning how to draw, but the like long-term benefits or the long-term dopamine that you're getting is like much more than just eating the cake. Like eating the cake and Oreos will get you the dopamine faster, but it'll be less and you'll feel depressed afterwards. Where with drawing, you have to like put in a lot of work, learning the fundamentals and learning the like tedious stuff to get to the fun parts.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I mean, so you mean is when you're hiking up the mountain, on the top of the mountain, you feel dopamine, but it's the way they're going is
it sucks.
It sucks. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like instead of climbing the mountain at all, you could just eat Oreos, but then you'll feel worse later. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't understand what it is because I have an experience. I really don't like to render this. It's just a one concept. I'm just talking. I really don't want to render this, but I want to it. What can I say? It is the publish it and then the people love it and then the people really like it. I really want to see that. So it's sometimes when I'm just encountered something is the art blog or something, and while the processing, I just keep trying to inspire myself. Okay, so the goal would be this way or something. It makes me drive it to the end. I mean, so drive me to the push for the limit.
Yeah.
And the other thing, so whenever I feel like it's so, whoa, I really don't want to do this, but I should do.
Yeah.
If I feel like that, I always keep thinking this way. This is a weird way I'm thinking. Is whenever I'm just trying to drawing something. Okay, for me, I don't like to draw anymore. To be honest.
Yeah.
And then I'm okay. I can draw, but I'm not. I'm more. I love more the human character. I love it. So whenever I'm drawing the animal, I'm just keep thinking about okay, so I can draw the cat pretty. Maybe I can draw the my favorite character have the cat.
Yeah.
So later.
Right.
So I'm just trying to interpret all the time the task is a future benefit for me for happiness.
Right. Well, and I think that's the difficult part about drawing is that there's always some like mountain you have to climb to get to the fun part. It's like to be able to create like a battle illustration thing where it's two characters fighting. At some point you're gonna have to draw a deltoid and like perspective lines and all this stuff. But like maybe what you really want to draw is like the faces, but you have to do all this other work to get to the 5% that you actually really want to be doing. And I guess it's like pushing through those moments where you don't want to do it, just to almost like having faith that at the end of it, it's gonna be worth it, And yeah, and I guess it's like even when you don't want to do it, or there's like a bunch of resistance to doing it, you just do it anyways, right?
But here is the things. Sometimes the result is not good as much as we are expected.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not too much emphasizing the result, but for me, I think it's a result and the process is what I mean important.
Yeah.
So when we are making a goal, this is how I do my student too. Whenever it's a set up the goal, I always and then okay, so goal means what we need to reach out. But it's the way they are the path. We need to separate the small task. So small task and the small rewards. So small reward means we making another small goals. Okay, for now I will draw coolest face I can draw for now, and then I just keep focusing it. And then after that is whenever we are trying to make it the lender later on, we can start from the smaller task. Okay, for now I will make the coolest something weapon design for that illustration.
Yeah.
And the lender, or we can make another goal. Okay, for now I'm going to make the coolest material beautiful rendering in this time. And then every process is what can I say, fun part.
Yeah.
And then after that, so we are reaching out the goal later.
Right.
So is that
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to interpret it that way to my other task, and then I'm such to the people who wants to get advice to me.
Right. So you're trying to find enjoyment in every step of the process, right?
Yeah.
Like even if it at the surface seems very boring and tedious, right?
What is the tedious first? Tedious. I mean, I know it's boring, but
like monotonous, or it's like oh geez, I have to go and I have to render this hand over and over again or something, or like it's just like repetitive, I guess,
Oh,
Yeah.
just that you keep doing the same thing again or again or again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I guess it's like when you look at the mechanical nature of drawing itself, it's like it's never not boring, And I think that the struggle is really not like learning how to draw technically. It's like trying to find the interest in whatever thing that you are drawing. Like I always think that there is like an interesting way of drawing or doing anything, and the only reason it's never interesting enough to go and actually do it is like our own inability to see whatever cool thing is there, but yeah.
I am trying. Okay, so for the, I really don't like to make an example, but
Yeah.
so if I think as a driver also what we are interested, I think that's the another part, because if I feel like those kind of other process is means that if we need to know, I mean, ourselves again is
Yeah.
what makes me drive more, okay, inspired.
Right.
So for the no, I'm just okay, where are we? Okay, for the if the person feel like is a something is too tedious and too boring to I think it's to balance it. We can just we could find it on our way.
Yeah.
If we could, but is the past the tedious boring way is if it's the necessary to we need to encounter. I think is the changing the point of view. It might be work after that.
Yeah. And I always think it's about that, like your point of view, like there's always a way of reframing the way you're looking at something for it to be just fundamentally like more interesting. Like again, I think something like learning anatomy or perspective is inherently pretty boring to go and do objectively, but then when you apply that to like, oh man, I can use this to go and draw anime characters, there's that added context or reason to go and learn, 2 or 3 point, 4 point perspective. That is like, oh man, I can like use this boring thing to go and do something else, And I think if anyone wants to go and do anything, like there is going to be like an amount of work to doing anything well or anything successfully that it's like it's like unavoidable. Like if somebody wants to go get a job in games, they're going to have to at some point commute to work. So they're going to have to sit through LA traffic. It's like
that's the tedious work.
Well, and it's like and it's like to get to the tedious work, you're going to have to do more tedious work that's completely unrelated to the tedious work.
I mean, okay.
Which, it's like sitting in traffic, getting gas, going to work.
Yeah.
And if someone is like unwilling to do any of that stuff, then they don't even get to the point where they can even start trying to do the like learning of perspective. Like, and I guess like an analogy that I like to use is like, when making Dune, the movie, like with Denis Villeneuve or whatever, somebody had to figure out where the porta potties go in the desert. It's like, who does the catering for Timothée Chalamet to go and have a sandwich at lunch to go and be like Paul Muad'Dib Atreides or something, and it's like by the time they have gotten to the point where they can shoot Dune, there will have been like 100,000 hours of man hours of just doing tedious things just to enable them to like have that like 5 minutes of being creative,
Oh, okay. But he got out that job because he is happy, right?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like even to like that there's a bunch of tedious work that had to go into like everyone even having the chance to make that movie in the first place. Like for someone wanting to go work.
So their actual goal is that to make a movie, but the job they're doing is the making food.
Yeah. Well, it's like for the movie even to be made, there had to be somebody who would figure out where the porta potties go. It's
okay.
Like that for like League of Legends to exist, there needs to be somebody working in HR or insurance or something to make sure that the whole company runs.
But I don't think this is that people should choose the creative way to be. They are just they love the HR as a human resource.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's the reason why they are just okay. It is not about the IP. They see the what they're working on.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm not saying that job is inherently more or less valuable than another job.
I'm not I didn't understand it that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why is that I'm so for the artist view, I can say that is the people normally choose the what they want to involve as the developer.
Yeah.
But for the other side, I mean, okay, so think about let's talk about what was the okay, so you told the HR, but I don't think so they see I don't know their side, so but they love the HR thing, not a IP, because I think it's the IP and the HR is I don't know how is it the any cross line. I mean,
well, I guess it's like there's I think you could take anything very boring and find some like cool thing about it that anyone would be interested in. I guess also what I'm saying is like, again, to even like have a fun job, you still have to commute to work, or you still have to like there's still work that goes into it no matter what. And I guess what I'm saying is like like for example, for this podcast, there's the hour and a half, 2 hours that we're actually having the conversation. But then afterwards, I'm gonna have to like spend like 4 to 10 hours like editing it all together, making it look nice, doing thumbnails and titles, and like
Yeah.
only like honestly like 5 or 10% of the work is actually recording the thing. The other 90% of it is like sitting at my computer trying to like make it all work functionally, you know. And I guess what I'm saying is like most of doing anything, like learning how to make character concept art, 90% of the work is going to be learning the fundamentals or learning the anatomy, and then the 5 to 10% of it or less is going to be the actual like the stuff that people are going to see that they're going to like give you accolades for and stuff.
I see, but
If that makes any sense. But
yeah, no, it makes sense. You mean is the editing the tedious work?
sorry.
So editing is your the
Yeah,
tedious side,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
then what is the exciting moment?
I love the recording of the podcast. Like I love having these conversations.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I could do this all the time, but then it's like if I wasn't willing to do the tedious work, then I couldn't have the conversations. So I guess it goes back to what you were saying of like the finding the purpose or like knowing yourself. It's like I like doing these podcasts enough to where I'm willing to go and do all the other work extra that goes along with it. And I think a big part of like finding someone's place in art is like not necessarily finding the thing that they're best at, it's like or worst at or whatever. It's finding the thing that they can like put up doing the like 80 or 90% of the work of to get to the fun parts, you know.
Oh, okay. I think this is some people might be like the editing, right?
Sorry?
Some people might be like the editing.
Yeah.
So I think as everyone is so different. And it is everyone's the interest is so different. That's the reason why we have the separated law as the people who are really good at environment is environment artists, and the character concept artist is for really love to doing the character concept art is a character concept artist. So I don't feel like there is something the boring job or tedious job or something. I think it is all about it places someone is having a job is what they really don't like, and then they just take it as a work. I think if the changing a job is a solution about the changing the life the changing the condition of their mental healthness or just well-being, I think that should change it. But you mean it's an unnecessary you need to.
Yeah.
You mean okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to make it the fun part inside that.
Yeah. Well, and I
While
think,
you're the editing, you see some point is oh my god, I didn't edit this way.
right.
So I'm so clever or something. You have that kind of moment, right?
Well, I guess it's like no matter what job you're looking at, and depending on your perspective, there's a way of looking at it as like, oh, this is really boring and horrible, or this is amazing. No matter like what job you're in, you know. And
What job? For me, yeah.
yeah.
For me,
No, for everybody. Like
for everybody.
you know, like I think it's like you were saying before, it's dependent on your point of view or your perspective. Like there's a way of looking at doing anything as being like, oh, this is a waste of my time, or it's really boring or horrible to go and do. And it's almost like trying to like maintain or like practice the optimism to go and like keep finding the interest in it.
So you're asking me what kind of part I think is tedious?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of a job?
Yeah, it's like what part of your job is
Or part of a job is for me is a kind of the tedious. or something?
Yeah.
I think I'm living in the really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's great. Yeah,
living
that's
good
awesome,
my
yeah.
life, I guess. Because
Nice. Hell yeah.
what would be the two? Okay, so a long time ago. Okay, so back in when I'm living in Korea.
Yeah.
The work so my place is have almost 2 hour, not 2 hours, 1 hour 30 minutes the 30 minutes the distance.
Yeah.
When is have the something so I use the subway. So whenever
Okay.
I should actually I'm just sometimes I need to stand. Sometimes there is no seat for the subway. Subway is really crazy in Korea, especially the rush hour or something. That's kind of the time zone. But I listening to podcast or the something is what I am really interested. So I think is that this is one of our part. I reading a book.
Yeah.
And reading a book is during the time. Is reading a book and then reading a podcast. I think is that's one of the way building out the me, and also this kind of thing is back to the art. So I think it's most of the thing is I think is meaningful. It's not it can be the interesting.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think it's like I think we're at least people get stuck on, or one of the pitfalls I think is like somebody sees a really tedious part of the way they're spending their life, and they're like, oh, there's no way this could relate to my art. It's totally not related at all. But then like maybe there's a way they could relate their tedious commute or their job or something to their art in some way.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, as a fan artist, if I'm if I what can I say? We can represent the fan art of myself.
Totally. Well, and something that I talk about a lot on the podcast is like the
burnout, the Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, well,
Darth Vader. Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's like if you look at somebody who does fan art at conventions, like somebody who sells prints of fan art at conventions, what they were doing in third grade during math class is probably drawing some anime character in the margins of their math homework. And like if their teacher were to have looked at them, they would have been like, oh man, you should be doing your math homework. You shouldn't be doing these silly doodles. They're not going to amount to anything. They're not important. This math homework is way more important. But if you like take their whole career and look at where they ended up, it's like, oh, that person doing those little drawings of Goku in their math homework ended up being a more meaningful part of the way they made a living than doing algebra. It's like, oh, well, like, again, it wasn't obvious in the moment that drawing Goku was going to be important to them, but because they just kept doing it, eventually it led to like some way of them like being able to live a sustainable life,
Okay. So we can balance it. Yeah. So that's the main is we have the fear is more bigger than passion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then that's what they care. So I always say that follow your passion, follow your heart. But we can balance it. It's not doing the art and the earning money. The art is not our art itself. For my point of view, art is something the expression of ourselves. Yeah. So it is so enough. But if they feel like so the thing like that is so if I have making this one is as a transport to my or is it the living for the art for the living? I think if it's people that person think that way, I think we can just slightly start the career a little bit, and then you don't need to just quit right away, and then just to jump into the what we are really don't know and then not sure something. I'm not mean to is this kind of thing. Whatever it is, we can just find the happy balance life, because the person that the reason why he is a thing that is the fear is more bigger. Yeah. And I don't think it's this kind of fear is I think fear is a little the negative feeling the word. Yeah. Or how about stable?
Right.
Stability. So this value is a stability more the higher up. That's the main is that person is happy when he maintained the stability. Yeah. So maybe we can just 60% of the stability maybe it's 80% at the first, and the 20% of the something excitement is what they really want. And if it feel like is more passion, is more goal, and then the fear is more fear is less, we can a little bit change the percentage alive. And then after that is if he feel like this amount is so good for me, this is me, and then that person feel like that, I think there's a happy life.
Yeah, well, and it's like doing it a little bit at a time, like changing that ratio like a little bit versus doing it all at once.
Yeah, because sometimes people don't know what they really love. Sometimes because some person is thought that is they really love with it. Okay, so after that, so here's the thing. So someone saw the one. What can I say? Okay, so I don't want to make an example from my friend, but some people think that is oh yeah, I really love to draw. I really love it. Some people started that way is to doing the art, but it's they realize. But we should ask more the precisely why I like drawing something. But eventually, the source of the passion would be the different.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just more love to the engagement of the people.
Right.
So that person, what kind of thing it is, the engagement, get an engagement of people. That person can do the other things with the get an engagement from the people. But if she likes the engagement with from the people with the art,
Yeah.
it should be the she need to do the art.
Yeah.
But this is the difference. And for the I'm getting to the art because I thought that as myself as I'm interested in drawing something. I love drawing, but I realize that I'm more interested in the storytelling.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I'm really like to the visually storytelling. That's the reason why I love the art.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we need to, when we are just the spark inside,
Yeah.
we should more precisely ask ourselves why I like it. Isn't also is making just to test it, how much I like it.
And it's like you don't really know when you first start out, and you have to keep doing those little tests every single day until you. I guess I don't think you ever stop, but you keep doing it until you feel like you have like a clearer and clearer direction. And I think that's I guess it's like the something that I think about often. It's like it's better to have a bad plan than no plan at all. And it's like if you know you want to get into games or you want to get into drawing at all, if you just going in like drawing a line is way better than nothing, and if you're drawing something badly, you can at least like adjust that. But if you're not drawing at all, then there's no like data that you could take in to kind of react to,
it's just to do something is better than doing nothing.
Yeah. Like even if it's a bad idea,
even it's better idea, you just do it. So how much cost is it happen? Nothing cost. So there's drawing something.
It's just a little bit of time,
There are time. Eventually it can be the part of your life.
Yeah, totally.
So we don't need to all the time is something is have the result. Sometimes the result can be different, and then sometimes it is just what can I say? It's a result is the different way it came to us. We don't know now, but we can know later. Sometimes those kind of things happen. So well, and it's like it's definitely just like a process of trying something and then failing at it, and then I guess trying again. So you probably love it.
Yeah,
you feel love. We're in then just to do it and then just to enjoy it. And then if it's more if I want after that, so if we wants to do more to go further, if for the art. We will more research as well how much you think we can more. So I always say that for the perspective, learning the perspective theory and then the anatomy is a toy.
Yeah.
What we can enjoy.
Right.
Yeah. So there is a lot of enjoyment is rendering, and then 3D is another toy.
Yeah.
Is art full of the toy.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah, so people can. I can play around with those kind of things.
Yeah, and again, I think it's also just like maintaining that optimism for it, and just like
optimism.
Yeah.
I think so. I have just a tendency of.
Yeah.
I think I heard a lot. I think this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah. Do you want to cut it there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So thank you for taking the time. I'll put your social medias somewhere on the screen. But thanks everybody.
Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He's tryna cuff me like a nigga in a Rico. Moving through this shit like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but be fucking all the freak hoes. I just wanna dance all night. Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss, don't fight. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, tell the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weed up. I can't chase a man for no paper. Bitches think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that nigga get his cake up. Only fuck with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper, get your weight up. Told him send an Addy and a stay up. Bitches out here mad, told him assalamu alaikum. Who that bitch 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like.